Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and to a homework hacks video. You guys recently requested that I make this, so I'm here today sharing with you 10 top tips to help with homework. And actually when I was writing these tips down, I realized quite a few of them are also really great if you are working from home. There's a few ways to help you keep focused. So either way, I hope you really enjoy this video. If you do, give it a big thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, I would love you to consider subscribing. I'm Emily and I'm a mum of 3 boys. They are 11, 8 and 5 years old, and all of them do have homework, but my eldest has really stepped up lately. He's about to go to senior school, so we're like preparing for that as well. So I hope you enjoy these tips. And of course, if you have any of your own homework hacks, please put them in the comments down below because I'm sure everyone would love to read those. But for my first hack, I wanted to show you guys these procrastination cubes. I'm not sure if that's actually what these are called, but that's what I call them. And they're pretty much timers that you kind of throw, and then whatever amount of time it lands on is how long you have to focus for or do something for, and then when the time is up, an alarm goes off. So you don't actually have to just use these for homework. You could use them for cleaning, you could use them in the kitchen, you could use them for kids. If you wanted your kids to get ready really quickly, you could set a timer. And there's 2 different ones. I have one for adults, which is actually for me when I'm trying to focus on work, and then I have one for kids as well. So the amounts are different. So on the kids one, it's 1 minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, or 10. And for the adult one, it's a lot longer. It's like an hour, 30 minutes, 20 minutes, or 15 minutes. So you or your child can just chuck one, and then say it lands on 10 minutes. Well, you actually have to fully focus on whatever homework it is that you're doing for that time. And then an alarm goes off. This has like little batteries inside it, and it's just really cool. Obviously, you don't actually need to have dice. You could just set a timer on your phone, and there's also some really great timer apps as well. There's one called Forest where actually a tree grows while the time is going, and it's weird, but you do actually want that tree to grow, so you kind of carry on focusing on what you're doing. So yeah, if you're working, you're trying to write a book, you're trying to like focus on homework, and in a world where everyone's trying to multitask and do so many things, if this helps you focus, it's definitely a win. My next tip is probably for children that are 10 and under, and that is to get involved with their homework and to make it really fun. Sometimes my husband and I joke that we actually have homework, because when my 5-year-old or my 8-year-old brings home that they need to make a paella because they're learning about Spain, well, obviously that is going to involve us, but we make it like an activity time at home, make it really fun, and the kids love it because we're showing an interest in it. And when it comes to spellings, one little thing that we do is if they're really struggling to remember a certain spelling, we'll make up a silly song with that spelling. Really helps the boys remember the correct spelling of that word.
Bicycle. Remember, B-I-C-Y-C-L-E. Yeah.
And as much as it is great to get involved and to help, there can definitely come a point with slightly older children where you actually don't know the answers and you can't help. For me, it was year 5 maths. I just didn't know how to do it. I was Googling like crazy, and actually how my son learns math has actually changed since I was at school. So if that's the case, then I cannot recommend to you guys enough Go Students. They're a one-to-one online tutoring service that you do from home. So your child can actually get help in a subject that they're struggling in from the comfort of their own home. You can also use it to work towards an exam or to push them in an area that they're actually excelling in. It's a very individual service. They find the perfect match between students and teachers. I actually had to fill out a questionnaire about my son's like learning habits, about his interests and his hobbies, and they actually match you up with a tutor that is perfect for them. They make the sessions really fun. They use music, online quizzes, and they also do games. They also offer tutoring for every age and in every subject. So whatever subject it is that your child could do with a little bit of support in, they will be able to find the perfect tutor for them. And Go Student have actually said that if you use the link in my description, you can get 10% off their tutoring packages, and you can have a free trial session. So your child can just test it out, see how how they respond to a tutoring session like that. We've had a great experience like with Caleb and Fraser. Caleb has been having a little bit of support in maths, especially fractions, and it's really helping him to come on. But in the last 2 years of all the tutoring type of things that we've tried, I just find that it's so convenient because it's all online. You don't have to put your child and all the siblings in the car to get them somewhere to have tutoring. You don't have to have someone physically come into your home. The kids actually want to do it. It's not a massive upheaval if I say, oh, we've got tutoring today. They just literally have to go to their desk and to log on. They don't have to physically go anywhere, and it's actually just made such a massive difference. So whether you're working towards an exam, you just want a bit of support in an area, or you actually just want to push your child in an area that they're excelling in, I would really recommend Go Student. So as I said, I'll put the links in the description if you want to go ahead and check them out. My next tip is to have a dedicated space where you can do homework in, and it really doesn't matter where it is, whether it's like a full-on desk, or it's at your dining table, or it's at your breakfast bar. As long as it's quiet and free from distractions, that is perfect. I mean, actually, when I was little, I used to love to do homework at the dining table, and especially for younger kids, you'll definitely want to keep them like in your sight. So if that's the case, then I really recommend making yourself up a little like homework caddy. I've shown this in a mum hacks video before, but it's really handy because it has absolutely everything that you're going to need to complete homework. So I actually bought the little caddy online, but you could literally use an old box or an old cleaning caddy and just fill it with all the supplies you think you'll need to do homework. So in ours, we've got glue, we've got tape, scissors, we've got pens, pencils, highlighters, markers, a notebook as well. So when it is homework time, you don't have to try and like find everything you need, like, oh, where's the eraser, where's the sharpener? It's all in here, so you're ready to go and you don't have to waste time trying to find your supplies. And actually, even if you have a desk, this is just really handy to like have everything together on your desk. And that is actually my next tip, to have everything that you need to do your homework before you sit down, or you'll waste so much time going to grab things. So, you know, have a drink, have a snack available, have all the tools that you'll need to do your homework, and all the stationery as well. Yeah, there's something really nice about sitting down to your homework, having everything you need so that you can just fully focus. And actually, when Caleb does homework, I make him this special surprise snack. I know this might sound really weird, but it's honestly like his favorite thing. I'll put just 5 different types of food on a plate, just in very small amounts, but he gets really excited that it's all like different little snacks, and I don't know, whatever can make homework a bit nicer. And on the note of not being distracted, I would totally recommend, if your child has a phone or a tablet, to put it on airplane mode or do not disturb. I actually really like putting my phone on do not disturb because you can make the settings on your phone allow certain phone numbers to actually get through. So while I'm, say, filming a video like this, I can put it on do not disturb, but things like my child's school would be able to get through, or my husband would be able to get through as well. So you still feel like you're kind of connected to the people that need to be connected to you. And my next tip is to open a window, because fresh air and oxygen will actually help you to stay alert and focused. And something else you can try if you're struggling is to do a handstand in between breaks. This might sound crazy, but any movement where your heart is above your head will increase blood flow to your brain and actually help you stay focused. Increasing blood flow to the brain has also been shown to help with short-term depression, anxiety, and the stress hormone as well. So if there is work that is causing you a little bit of anxiety, then it might be something to try. And my next tip is to use reward charts. I'm a huge fan of reward charts. I think they can be so motivating at every age. And a top tip for me is to actually get yourself or your child, whoever's doing the homework, to choose the reward, because that is going to be what really motivates them. So whatever it is, if they want an allowance, if they want some sweets for movie night, a fizzy drink, or something like a Robux, that's what my kids always seem to want, then let it be that, chosen by them. And then if they do their homework all week, they can then get their reward. And it's something you can keep bringing up throughout the week, like, oh, okay, that's fine if you don't want to do your homework, but you know you won't be getting whatever it is that they've chosen. And I feel like reward charts are just really effective. And my next tip is super simple, but I think it's worth saying, and that is to write a to-do list, especially if you're in high school and you have a million different things whizzing around your head. By writing it all down, it somehow makes it seem more manageable, and then you can start ticking things off. And I would start with probably the easiest thing on the list, something that doesn't take very long, just so you can get in a flow with it. And this is something that I actually do at night time. If I have loads of different things whizzing around my head, I'll put it all down on my phone, like in a list, and then it's like out of my head and I can like go to sleep and then like work on the list the next day. And the last hack that I wanted to share with you guys is to really make the most of technology and how you learn. And what I mean by that is there are so many cool apps and things online now to aid your learning. So say for me, I really take information in from listening to it. I've talked on this channel before about how I like to listen to books, and there's this cool app called Speechify, I think it's called, and you can put any PDF document into it or text that you get, or even if you write an essay, you can then write it, put it into it, and then listen to it back. You can listen out for mistakes and also how it flows. And I just think there's so many cool tools out there that you can use. So definitely like look into things like that. But yeah, anyway, I think those are all the tips that I wanted to share with you guys. I really hope you guys found it interesting. Of course, everyone learns at different stages and at different ways. I actually found in lockdown it was so useful getting the boys to be active in between each subject, like going on the trampoline, burning off some steam so that they could get like all their energy out and then focus. So obviously just take the things from this that would work for you, and I'd love to know any of your tips in the comments down below. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll put the Go Student link in the description as well. And yeah, I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.